Hello students, myself Amrita Roy. Today we are going to study part 2 of illumination of the subject utilization, traction, heating and drives. Let us go through the contents. We are going to study about the types of sources of light, basic principle and applications of incandescent lamp, halogen lamp, low pressure mercury vapor lamp and high pressure mercury vapor lamp. Types of sources of light. First one is the incandescent lamps, halogen lamps, low pressure mercury vapor lamps, high pressure mercury vapor lamps, sodium vapor lamps, compact fluorescent lamps, metal halide lamps, LED lamps and neon signs. Basic principle and applications of incandescent lamp. An incandescent lamp is basically an electric light with a wire filament when heated until it glows. So when the filament is enclosed in a bulb, to protect the filament from oxidation, the current is supplied to the filament by terminals or wires embedded in the glass. A bulb socket provides mechanical support and electrical connections. So in the given figure we can see the diagram of the bulb. The parts of the bulb are labeled properly. So the bulb consists of a cap, a fuse, stem, exhaust tube, a Dumet wire, lead wires, support wires, tungsten filament, gas filing. So the incandescent lamps are manufactured basically in wide ranges and sizes and gives light output and voltage ratings from 1.5 volts to above 300 volts. They require no external regulating equipment, so they have low manufacturing cost and work equally well on either alternating current or on direct current. As a result, the incandescent bulb become widely used in household and commercial lighting. For portable lighting such as table lamp, car headlamp and flashlights, and for decorative and advertising lighting. Some applications use the heat generated by the filament. The heat lamps are made for uses such as incubators, lava lamps and easy bake oven toy. Next is halogen lamps. The halogen light bulb or lamp is basically a type of incandescent lamp which uses halogen gas in order to increase both the light output and the rated life of the lamp. So if it increases the life of the lamp and also the light efficiency and output, so it will be used for many purposes. A halogen lamp functions identically to an incandescent lamp with one notable exception, that is, it is using the halogen cycle or halogen gas. So in a typical incandescent lamp, tungsten slowly evaporates from the burning filament. So if due to heating of the filament, the walls of the bulb gets blackened, which decreases the light output and reduces the life of the lamp. So to eliminate this problem, the halogen gas reacts chemically with the evaporated tungsten to prevent it from affixing to the glass. Some tungsten is returned to the filament in case of halogen gas. So that is, when we are using halogen gas, we have one advantage, that the burning of tungsten will be returned after it chemically reacts with the halogen gas inside the bulb. So which it is also serving as a purpose to increase the rated life of the lamp. Because the temperature required for this reaction is higher than a typical incandescent bulb, so halogen lamps must be generally manufactured using quartz. Halogen lamps are used in automotive headlamps, under cabinet lighting and also work lights. In addition to these, the halogen reflectors like MR and PAR lamps are often preferred for directed lighting such as spotlights and floodlights. So in the given diagram we can see that The halogen lamp consists of a tungsten halogen capsule, a four-sided glass reflector, and a front glass that is a clear colored UV filter. So the percentages of infrared light and normal light are given. The percentage of infrared light is about 70 to 30%. So for 70% infrared light, the output light of the lamp will be about 5%, and for infrared, for 30% it will provide about 90%. So here are the halogen bulb types. We have six type of halogen bulbs, that is A19, T10, T4, PAR14, PAR16, PAR20, MR16. So the common uses of the different types are given below. A19 is basically used as lamps and light fixtures, T10 for wall sconces and desk lamps, T4 for wall sconces, pendant fixtures, torture, floor lamps, microwaves, PAR14 for desk lamps, track lighting, accent lighting, PAR16, PAR20 are used for recessed lighting, art lighting and spot lighting, and MR16 finally for recessed track lighting. So halogen light can illuminate a variety of interior spaces. Next is the basic application and principle of low pressure mercury vapor lamp. These type of lamps are basically called the fluorescent lamps. So a mercury vapor lamp is basically a gas discharge lamp that uses electric arc through vaporized mercury to produce light. So the arc discharge is generally confined to a small fused quartz arc tube mounted within a larger borosilicate bulb. The outer bulb may be clear or coated with a phosphor. In either case, the outer bulb provides thermal insulation, protection from the ultraviolet radiation, and also the light produces a convenient mounting for the fused quartz arc tube. So in the given diagram, we can see a mercury vapor lamp of low pressure, which is consisting of a cap, a stem, a support frame, main electrodes for producing the arc, a resistor. There are two types of electrodes, that is the starting electrode and the main electrode. Next, it has a fluorescent coating, a top support, a mixture of argon and mercury, nitrogen fillings, and an arc tube. So mercury vapor lamps are mostly efficient compared to the incandescent lamps. They have almost a luminous efficacies of 35 to 65 lumens per watt. Their advantages are that they have a long bulb lifetime in the range of 24,000 hours and a high intensity clear white output. For these reasons, they are used for large area overhead lighting such as factories, warehouses, and sports arenas, as well as for street lights. Next one is the basic principle and applications of high pressure mercury vapor lamp. This lamp starts with a small arc between the starting and main electrode. In the diagram, we can see, like the previous low pressure mercury vapor lamp, it also has two electrodes, the starting and the main electrode. So the arc is created between the two electrodes, and this arc goes through the argon gas, which easily strikes even in cold weather. So this little arc hits the tube, and then over several minutes the tube gets hot enough to vaporize the solid mercury stuck to the sides. The mercury vaporized creates a strong light between two main electrodes. So in the diagram, we can see that the arc tube has a argon, fill gas, and mercury, and outer side contains the nitrogen fill gas. The bulb has a starting resistor like the previous one, that is the low pressure mercury vapor lamp. It is almost similar in structure to a low pressure mercury vapor lamp. So to prevent the arc from infinitely getting stronger, a ballast limits the current. So some lamps are self-ballasted. that is, they use an incandescent filament to act as a resistor that will limit the current. Some home lighting fixtures usually use the self-ballasted type, whereas the more expensive but more efficient ballasted lamps are found in light fixtures for municipal lighting. So, up to now, we have discussed regarding the lamps. In the next presentation, that is in part 3 of illumination, we will discuss about the remaining lamps, that is the neon lamps, LED lamps, sodium vapor lamps. So, thank you.